It is voter registration weekend, and some South Africans are using it to voice their discontent. Voter registration was disrupted at 3 stations in Munsieville outside of Krugersdorp, and angry residents blocked others from registering, citing lack of service delivery in the area. They say they're tired of empty promises. So we had our reporter, Malungela Boy, who was there, and he joins us now for this conversation. Malungela, you know, it's been quite a very interesting weekend. It is the last weekend of voter registrations, and we're seeing that there have been a few disruptions. Krugersdorp is just one, but we're hearing about 56 stations in the Eastern Cape were delayed in being opened simply because of people protesting against service delivery. So what is happening in light of this?
That's right. Perhaps let's start with what the Independent Electoral Commission had said earlier today, that about 140 voting stations were disrupted today. Those voting stations were in the Eastern Cape, in the Free State, Gauteng, KwaZulu-Natal, Limpopo, Mpumalanga, almost everywhere throughout the country, really. People raising their concerns and taking to the streets, saying that they've had enough of government's empty promises. I was in Krugersdorp, Faith, where residents from Munsieville had woken up at around 2 o'clock, blockading the roads and banning tires. Also not happy with government. They're saying that they've waited for so long for services and they're not getting them. The interesting thing, though, Faith, is that in these protests, residents have actually prevented IEC officials or prevented others from registering for the upcoming elections. I mean, I spoke to one of the community leaders in Munsieville, asking him why take this drastic action. Let's take a listen at his response to me earlier. Don't you think there are other choices or other political parties you can vote for? That's what I'm trying to understand. Whether is this the only way you feel is the solution to your problems?
We are believing in this government,
okay,
but this government is failing us. We don't have any interest to vote other political parties, but we have to put them straight. He said, no, you know, you are not living up to your commitments.
Okay.
When you were taking the oath of the oath of the office, you said, I'm going to serve the people.
Okay.
Don't serve your own interest, leaving the people behind.
Okay.
Now, on the other side of things, Malungela, we've got about 10 million individuals who are eligible to vote, who unfortunately are not voting, or they're choosing not to register. And these are individuals between the ages of 18 and 30. Certainly says something really about going after this youth vote. We understand that the IEC has been stressing and lamenting about and trying to get young people to go out and vote. But 10 million individuals eligible to vote, and they're simply saying, hey, there's a lack of despondency, almost, so to say, as a result of maybe what's happening within the political discourse.
That's right. In fact, where I was in Munsieville, some of the people that were on the streets were actually young people. They're saying that they're actually not interested in voting in the May elections. And of course, we know that young South Africans really don't care that much about politics, because they don't believe that, especially in communities where they are, they don't believe that they're making a difference. And of course, political parties have got to do a lot more to encourage these young South Africans to vote for them in May.
Now, of course, on the other side of things as well, we've got, Malungela, when it comes to issues around what the IEC has said. And the IEC keeps stressing that South Africans need to stop mixing national issues and provincial matters with local municipal matters, that has got its own time and place. But it is almost as if people are taking advantage of this period of time to really stress their grievances, as they rightfully should, around service delivery. So it's almost like a conflated view in terms of how things are supposed to work within voting in itself. Election time, this one particularly, is around national and provincial matters as opposed to local governance.
That's right. Well, this is not something new. South Africans have always, during election time, you know, they would protest raising concerns about service delivery, whether it's a local government issue or a national government issue. To many people, especially in informal settlements, what government to them is the same. It really doesn't matter whether the service has to be provided by the local municipality. For example, one of the things in Munsieville people were saying was that they had raised their concerns not only to the local municipality, but they've also raised their concerns to the provincial government. So they're saying that they have been failed not only by the local municipality, the provincial government has also failed to step in to make sure that they get all the services that they need. But also remember this, Faith, when we talk about issues of housing, it's not the mandate, or it's not the mandate of the local government. It is a mandate of the provincial government, and funds come from national government. So people look at it in that way, that government to them is all the same. It's government that is failing them, whether it's local, whether it's provincial or national.
Well, Malungile, certainly it's going to be a conversation that is ongoing, particularly around this time. It is election season. As you can imagine, people are going out in their numbers to vote, and others are simply deciding maybe they cannot find the right political home. But we'll be giving you more information regarding that. Our reporter, Malungile Boy, giving us the latest on that.